All right, you guys, I'm here with Colin from Birdman Exotics. He has some really cool venomous stuff, and we're going to go ahead and do a tour today.
What's up?
What do we got first?
This is my brown forest cobra, Colubri, Naya subfalva, and she's about 6.5, 7 feet long.
Very cool. So I didn't know there was different colors of forest cobra.
Yeah, so there are actually 5 species of forest cobra. There used to be one species called Naya melanoluca, but that got split into 5 different species, Naya melanoluca still being one of them. And this is, like I said, the brown forest cobra. I have 3 of the species, Savanula, the subfalva, and then I have a melanoluca as well.
That's awesome.
I just set up this new 8-foot enclosure.
Yeah, I was going to say you gave her a great amount of space and a lot of enrichment inside too.
Yeah, I like to do that with my enclosures. Some of these are like brand new set up, so all this stuff is going to get planted with plants and all that. This room is, I've been working on this room for like 6 months, so this is like 6 months of progress.
Very cool.
Inside, I had it all figured out. Everything had cage, like lights in their cage, planted with nice flowers or plants and stuff, and now it's just been like resetting from the beginning.
I think most people dream of having a snake house, so it's definitely super cool.
Yeah, man, definitely a dream come true for me. All right, sorry, Colubri, I gotta get you out of here. So this is, like I said, the brown forest cobra, and they are considered to be definitely the hardest species of cobra to handle. They're just long and acrobatic and can move really fast. I mean, look at how long she is.
Yeah, she's huge.
Oh. But yeah, that's Colubri.
That's super cool.
She's actually a really, really well-behaved forest cobra. So generally speaking, like when you're holding a forest cobra, they're coming back on their body a lot because they're super duper athletic and strong. See how she's holding me? She can technically come right back up to here if she wanted to.
Right, just do a pull-up.
Yeah.
Are these African or Indian cobras?
African cobras. So the subfalva, I'm not 100% sure. I think they're more like, I don't want to say this and be wrong, but I feel like they're more southern, where melanolucas and the Savanulas are like West African. But these are generally considered to be like the calmest species of all the forest cobras.
Yeah, you can see she's not really all over the place.
No, she's not bad, man. Just a big old cobra, man.
You said she's about 6, 7 feet?
Yeah.
How big do they get?
They can get up to 10 feet.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Insane. I haven't seen a forest cobra that big in person, but I've seen some ones on camera that just look insane. Like it's like a king. Like it's insanely huge.
That's cool. They're the biggest true cobra, right?
Yeah, these are the biggest true cobra.
So that little smack, was that like a bluff?
Yeah, she didn't open
So there's
mouth.
no open mouth or nothing on that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes she just gapes her mouth like as wide open as it gets, and she'll just hold it there and hit the ground with her mouth. It's insane. That's one of my favorite things about African cobras in general is they usually do the mouth gape when they're really defensive.
Yeah.
And something about that I just like that's just so cool to me.
So it makes the cobra a cobra, right?
Yeah, man. That and the hood.
Yeah.
Here, show
that
big
hood
old hood.
is so cool.
Yeah, she can stand up like this high.
Wow.
Or higher, probably. She's not really in the mood to hood today. Hey. Unbothered. She's so sweet, man.
She's like, I know you love me.
Well, they're actually considered to be hard to mess with in the cage, specifically.
Okay.
So this is Bothrops mugini, the Brazilian lancehead.
Okay.
And they're known for having a really high like food drive. So generally, when you open the cage, they'll come flying out with their mouth open and stuff. But from what I've noticed from this one, after I get her out, she just sits on the floor, and she's super calm.
So it's a pit viper, right?
Yeah, these are from South America, Brazil, for this one right here. I'm actually going to get a longer hook than I even need just because they shoot out so far.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, if you watch her, she'll probably come flying. Are you gonna fly out today? No.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Nice bite to the hook.
Yeah, really, really potent venom as well. And generally, when I get her out like this is all it is. That's all she really does.
Just sit there?
Yeah.
Her pattern's beautiful. It's great camouflage, too. See.
A little touch of venom on it.
Oh, yeah, we got droplets. That's cool.
Yeah, but they're a super cool species, man. I've really, really been enjoying keeping her. I've raised her for about 1.5 years now. When I got her, she was like on our first shed, like super tiny.
Yeah, it's cool watching snakes grow up. So how old is she now?
About I don't know. I'd say like 1 year and like 6 months, 7 months, something like that.
Okay. Are these related at all to the Ferret lance?
Yep, very closely related.
Oh, okay.
I have another Bothrops here that I'm keeping for a friend that's having trouble eating. And I just now got it eating on its own, frozen thawed. But it's a common lancehead, Bothrops atrox. Well, I guess I'll pull that out next, actually.
Cool.
These things are so unpredictable, too. Like, you can't really read their body language unless they're, like, just rattling their tail. Then you can obviously tell that they're mad, but...
So would you say it's easier to handle this or a cobra the same size?
If this is just being calm like this, then I'd say this is easier. But if this freaks out, like, they move like cobras.
Oh, yeah?
They move fast. They don't look like they're really capable of moving that fast just because this is how they act, but they shoot around so fast, man. Yeah, I'm actually doing like all the rest of my electrical work in here this weekend, and I'm like installing lights and stuff.
Yeah.
So the lighting in here is going to be a lot better.
Sweet. That gives me a reason to come update.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I like that you just did?
What?
You're not sitting there tapping the tail.
Yeah, just letting her go in by herself.
Yeah, so that she trusts you a little more.
Yeah, you can,
I like that.
it definitely helps with like cobras and stuff like that to not mess with their tail a bunch.
Because they lose trust for you, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
She doesn't trust me at all. She just looks at me like a piece of meat that she might be able to eat. These, you were asking me about intelligence earlier, so
Okay.
that I would consider more intelligent than this. And I don't know,
the spitting cobra, right?
yeah. And I don't have like any real info to back that up, so I could be wrong.
Just
but,
off observation?
yeah, like 1,000 times smarter than that. Watching like me handling her, watching her think. I never watched this thing really think. It kind of just either like strikes or doesn't, or freaks out or doesn't freak out. I don't know.
You know what I noticed?
What's that?
The snakes with higher intelligence seem to have better eyesight.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. They say black mamas can see miles
Really?
out.
Really?
That's what they say. I've never been a black mama before, so I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's what they say.
Maybe in your last life.
I guess I'll just go down the line with another Bothrop species.
Sure.
So I will say, like I said, she's a little bit skinny.
Oh, yeah, I legit didn't even see it. It's sitting right in the front.
Yeah, dude, that blends in really well. There's a Russell's Viper in here somewhere, and sometimes I have to like sit and search for a long time before I open the cage because you just can't see it in the enclosure. It blends in too good.
So you said this is another Bothrops.
Yeah.
So this is another South American snake, too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's also lancehead?
Yeah. You can see why they have the name Lancehead with that arrow shape.
It looks like a spear, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, an arrowhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's not even moving at all.
Yeah, they'll do this, and then like you'll touch them like right here, and it'll fly backwards and strike. It's the strangest thing, man.
It's just waiting for something, yeah.
This actually came from Tyler Nolan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. So you said it's a Naya?
Yeah.
Spectacled cobra.
Yeah, these are Indian cobra is the other common name. And if you could see, she's like pushed
She's in
all
blue,
this
right?
substrate back. Yeah. See how she's acting.
So I've always wondered this, and I think I already know the answer. But
Yeah.
what's the difference between a spectacled and a monocled cobra?
Well, they're a lot different in general. They move a lot different and stuff like that. But the main pattern difference is if you look right here, there's like a little pair of glasses right here. Yeah, she shoots around a little bit, so just give her a little bit of space.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the main thing. Is she's got that spectacle pattern on the back of her hood.
I'm trying to capture it. So the monocle is just one circle.
Yeah.
And this is two.
Yeah. Which there are monocle cobras that can have funky aberrant patterns on the back of their hoods and might have this same pattern, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Like you'll see later when I pull out the siamensis, it actually has pretty much the same pattern.
So siamensis, is that a type of spitting cobra?
Yeah, that's the one that you handled. It's
Oh, okay, cool.
That's just the scientific name.
And it was an Indo-Chinese spitting cobra? Nice.
Here, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab this can and throw her in there. I got some work to do in her enclosure. Cobras are so messy, man. They destroy all enclosures. They destroy their water as soon as you give it to them, and they poop all the time.
And they poop like sprays, right?
Yeah, they can spray it for sure, especially depending on their diet.
Oh, okay. So it's diet-based.
You're going to do some funky stuff? Yeah, this is actually the first Indian cobra that I got to work with. I had never worked with them before, and they're definitely a lot different than I expected them to be. The monocle cobras are super duper easy to handle, even the mean ones, but they just are going this way and then they shoot back this way. I don't know how to explain it.
I noticed that. I was over here dancing, just recording.
Yeah, they just move different, man. They're funky.
Yeah. So are monocled also Indian, just like spectacled?
They do range in India, if that's what you're saying.
I'm asking, yeah.
Yeah. They do range in India.
Are they also African?
No. So, just Asiatic species. They only range in Asia.
Okay. It's so well thought out every time you're cleaning something. Like you have something to put the snake in.
Yeah.
You have something right here to drop it in. Well, you get the something to put it in.
Yep. You kind of
very well
get a
thought
method
out.
to it. It just becomes routine.
Yeah, you're very methodical. Yeah.
Might actually do a substrate change real quick. That's
Sweet.
just kind of dry. Got the water dish. Watch her. She might shoot out.
Okay.
She usually wouldn't, but
Yeah, just in case. She is fast. I was actually wondering how you go about getting her out of the
trash
holding.
can?
Yeah, the trash can.
Yeah,
The holding bin.
receptacle.
Oh, yeah, holding receptacle.
I don't know what to do with my jug of water. Should have drink my water. Oh, here it is.
Okay. Colin is very generous, you guys. He will share his water with his animals. Keep that in mind when you think about Colin. The selfless human being.
Selfless, man. All right, so basically, I'm pulling a snake out of the receptacle. Trash can.
Yeah. The brute receptacle.
So she might shoot back, so I'm just going to do it from right here.
Okay.
Basically, just get a portion of body. We'll see how she acts. And then it's just up from there. With this snake. Some other snakes don't really let you get away with that.
Other snakes just keep going off the hook, or?
Yeah, or flying up out of the trash can before you even get a chance to use the hook.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they don't hook very well. Here we have a Reptiles Atrox, Western Diamondback. This is just a normal.
A beautiful, freshly shed normal.
Yeah. I think it's still up under here. Yeah. What's up, buddy? You want to come this way? Yeah, he's really pretty right now.
Yeah, the tail is beautiful.
Woo! Oh. And there he is in all of his glory. And he's a pretty calm dude for the most part.
Look at that tail, the black and white right there.
Nice, right?
Wow.
So what you'll see in the bubble gums is that it's like purple and yellow.
That's going to be cool.
It's really cool.
So he's a Western diamondback.
Yep.
How big do these guys get?
They can get up to 6 feet.
Yeah?
Yeah, they can get larger than that. They've been seen larger than that. But like generally speaking, it's like between 4 and 6.
How they raise their body off the ground like that is super cool.
Yeah. The kind of the periscoping motion that they're doing. Yeah.
So obviously Western United States, right?
Yep. Yep. They range all the way to like Texas, New Mexico. I can't think of how far east they range, to be honest with you.
Nothing like the head on a rattlesnake.
Yeah, man. You're going to see some really big rattlesnakes.
I'm excited about the bubble gums.
I've also raised him as like the tiniest little baby. Sorry,
Are these live birth or eggs?
These do lay. They're live birth.
That's super cool. How big do they come out as babies?
I don't really know. I'd say probably about like around like 6 to 8 inches. I'd say. But
Okay.
I've never hatched or bred them before, so I couldn't tell you.
That's super cool. Do you know about how many babies?
I did because I just paired some, but I forgot. I know it takes a long time for their incubation, or it's not even really incubation because it's a full pregnancy, but it takes like 122 days from copulation to laying the babies.
Wow.
Which is a pretty long time.
That is a long time.
Cobras, they will copulate, and then it's around like 20, in between 20 and 30 days, they lay the eggs, and in between 20 and 30 days, the babies hatch. So it's like half the time.
That's fast, yeah. All right, what do we got here, Colin?
This is another Western Diamondback, and you're going to see that it looks a lot different than the one we just looked at. This is a bubblegum albino Western Diamondback rattlesnake.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy looking, man?
That is beautiful. So bubblegum is a form of albino?
Yes.
Wow. And this was just, someone just found one that looked like this and bred them?
This is actually a cross between hypermelanistic and I'm not sure if it's T positive or T negative albinism. It might be both.
So this is not naturally occurring?
No, I mean,
This is cool.
it could. It definitely could.
Oh, okay.
Hypermelanistic occurs in the wild, and also there are albinos in the wild. So technically,
they could cross.
It could happen. Has it ever happened? Probably not, but it definitely could.
That's awesome.
I'm also not really like educated with genes and how like genes work and all that for like morphs and stuff like that. So I think that's how it's made, is hypermelanism and albinism.
Well, most venomous people aren't super into the morphs.
Yeah, I like wild type stuff. Man.
Exactly, yeah.
Like locality based, like pure locality. That stuff's really cool to me.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's a little bit more defensive than Sweet Pea is. Really defensive female in here.
Okay.
And
you said there's a pair in there, right?
Yeah. So I've got to be kind of quick to get the male out so she doesn't bite him.
Gotcha. Because they're not immune to their own venom, right?
They are. They do.
Oh, just somewhat, but they'll still like swell up, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So when you keep vipers together, the thing about vipers versus lapids, really large hinged fangs that vipers have versus a lapid's small fangs. So a viper striking another viper, what I worry about more, and maybe this isn't, but regardless, if it hits like the spine or in the head, there's a bunch of pairs of rattlesnakes and gaboon vipers and beta species. Like that's how a lot of people lose their pairs, is like maybe out of defensiveness or food response, both of them biting on the same prey, fang goes right through the top of their head. I mean,
So just the puncture alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, these things have huge fangs. I'll show you some fangs later.
Okay.
And then I have some baboon fangs too, which are just insane to look at.
That's cool.
This guy I got, and he has, which has been healing for like 3 years. He actually was bit in the face, like I was just talking about.
Wow. So the females are normal?
Yeah. Well, actually, she's hypermelanistic.
Oh, okay.
Once I get him out, I'll show you her.
So you could get bubblegum babies?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, big boy.
Nice. Dude, he's a beast.
Yeah, he is a beast of a snake. But he's calm.
So I was just asking you off camera, this mark on his nose is from the bite you were talking about.
Yeah, so that happened like 2-3 years ago, and it's actually been slowly healing. And it's gotten better even since I've had him, but it's just been a really long time healing.
Okay, do you know what it was from?
It was a female.
Well, I mean, was it like a food response?
No, I don't know. It was out of my care, so I'm not sure.
Okay, got you. So she could have been offensive, or it could have been a food response.
Yeah, no telling.
Got you. She could have been just defensive, striking anything.
Yeah,
or,
she's bit him before.
Really?
Yeah. It was like lower on this lower portion of the tail, like somewhere around here, and it got her like right in the fatty section around this side.
Oh, but it didn't do the damage like this to his face?
No.
Gotcha.
No, it's already been healed up.
Yeah, I was just wondering why lower on the body it didn't do as much damage as the face.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot going on right here. It's really, really like a lot of like it's in his nasal cavity. So he actually breathes differently now. When you hear him, like he hisses, and you can hear him breathe. So when I first got him, I thought he had like a respiratory infection. No biggie, you know, I'll treat it and we'll go from there. But it's not. It's just the way his nose is messed up. He has like, it's like a person with a lisp. He has like a louder breath. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
But I love Bubble Nose, even if he is a little funky looking.
He's still super cool looking.
Yeah. Quite a large rattlesnake. Let me actually get his tail better. Hey, stop it.
Oh yeah, he's a big boy.
I mean, that's a quite a large rattlesnake.
Most definitely. Woohoo!
He just backed up real fast.
Is that what all that was?
Yeah.
Every movement to me is like a new exciting thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's pretty chill.
Yeah, he's not bad, man. I've picked him up like a ball python, I'm not gonna lie.
He's awesome.
I'm gonna set him in a can, and that way you can peek in there. You probably have to put flash on, the cage isn't lit, but
cool.
Then you can get some footage of her.
I'm sure she's gonna love the flash too.
I don't know if it bothers her or not. I guess it probably would.
I was thinking about it the other day. I was recording my snake eating, and I was like, man, he can't even close his eyelids because he doesn't have any. I'm like all up in his face with the flash.
Big old rattlesnake.
That's awesome.
Give him my book back.
Super cool.
Yeah, dude. Look at that. That way you can get some good over the top. Right underneath the light.
Yeah, beautiful. He's really filling up that holding receptacle.
Yeah, man.
You said she's a normal Western Diamondback, right?
Melanistic.
Oh, melanistic. Yeah, you're right. She's much darker than the other one.
Yeah, hypermelanistic.
So, hypermelanistic.
Yeah, sorry.
So is the bubblegum a mix of albino and hyper or hypo?
Hyper.
Hyper. So you are breeding bubblegums. That's cool. Man, she is cool. So this is naturally occurring and would be found sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, there are documented hypermelanistic atrox in the wild.
That's cool. But she's like captive bred.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's got a big old rattle. I wish she... Hey.
She's peeking out here and there.
Yeah, she looks like she might be gravid. She looks pretty thick on the last end of her.
It's cool that these just, have live babies, and one day you'll just come in, there's a bunch of them in there.
Yeah, super excited, man.
So what kind of spitter is this?
This is the Indo-Chinese.
Oh, it's another Indo-Chinese?
Yeah, and you'll see he looks a lot different. They're very, very, very variable in pattern. some being all black, some having the stripe like mine, some being just black and white with no speckling, just like clean black and white. I haven't seen any all white ones, but that would be cool. You'll come here. What the heck, man?
I actually like the black and white.
Yeah. There is Willis.
Beautiful.
Grumpy guy.
See, yeah, the other one has a stripe and then speckling, and this one's more like banded, right?
Yeah. This guy's actually being well behaved right now.
That'll allow me to get down to his level for a social media video in a minute.
He might spit on you.
That'll probably make it a better video. Be completely honest. Commitment.
Commit to the bit, man.
Yeah, commit to the bit. So even a spitter would eat another snake?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's interesting. I never knew that. How long is he, like 4 feet? If you had to guess.
Somewhere in there. Maybe 3.5, 4, yeah, right.
Would they go like 6 feet?
Not these ones. These, in particular, on the larger side, get like 5 feet.
Okay. Oh, so he's an adult male.
Yeah, he's an adult.
That's cool.
Watch. He's not. He's really mean. Oh, you're not going to bite this time? He tried to. Usually he'll bite it and spit venom at the same time.
Wow.
This is like a snake that really, like, it's not really, as far as cobras go, it's not really hard to work with. But some snakes bluff, and what they'll do is they'll bump you. But he generally, when he bumps into something, he just bites it.
Yeah, he's not a bluffer.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more dangerous to work with, for sure.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you look at the size of his venom glands, too, like, it's no joke, man. It's a lot of venom he dumps.
Where are the venom glands? On top of his head?
Yeah. Right here and right here.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, you can definitely see them.
For sure. You see how pronounced they are? It's like a toad head, man.
Yeah, like a cane toad.
I think since I moved him into this enclosure, he's calmed down a little bit. That's good.
Awesome. Why do you think that is?
Sometimes just a change of scenery can make a really sweet snake really mean, and vice versa. It's just
You think he's just happier with his environment?
I think so, yeah.
That's cool. Sweet.
No.
Yeah, he's a missile.
Isn't in the same genus as regular rattlesnakes, right? Crotalus. This is in his own genus, Cistrus, which is pretty cool.
Where are they found at?
This would be found in North Carolina.
Do they normally look like this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the wild type?
Yeah, this
They're
is the wild type.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's super pretty, man.
How old is this one? Like a year or two?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that so pretty?
Yeah. So what's this?
You tell me.
Copperhead.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that guy a lot. He's kind of a brat, though. Let's see what kind of mood he's in today. Oh. Yeah, dude, they're so cool. I love copperheads so much.
They are cool. And they're local to where we are at, Virginia.
Yep.
And they're also a pit viper.
Yep.
Not a super venomous one, right? But definitely a pit viper.
Definitely wouldn't want to get bit by it.
Right. They're pretty necrotic, right?
Yeah. Some people don't show much of a reaction at all, but I've also seen people with like completely black, giant black.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually not life-threatening, but it'll definitely mess your whatever area it bites.
Yeah, no. I would not want to be bit by him at all. It would be so bad.
Beautiful snake.
Like it'd be so painful. Like it would hurt so bad. It'd be like
These guys are native to this area. I see you're keeping them kind of like the outside looks.
Yeah, this is all from outside pretty much.
That's cool.
Because why not? That's how they that's how they live. And
no better
have
way.
The perfect place to gather stuff from their environment.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, they get their name from the copperhead.
Yeah.
You can see how they blend right in. Beautiful. So this is the Russell's Viper?
Yeah, man.
So you were saying these are out of India, and you said they bite 25,000 people a year, or 25,000 deaths.
25,000 deaths a year.
Whoa! So even more bites.
Yeah.
Wow. So one of the deadliest snakes in India.
Yeah, I'd say number 2 most responsible for snake deaths in India. Number 1 being the saw-scaled, and then we have the Indian cobra, which is also in the top 5, and then there's a crate that's in the top 5. I mean, just look at how like cryptic and like beautiful that pattern is.
That's actually very beautiful. The white and how it kind of like clinks together is super cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just a beautiful snake.
It really is. You said they're really potent, but also they have a large range, so they're ranging through cities.
Not a large range. It's where they range is a large...
Close to people.
Yeah, yeah.
Condensed areas.
Exactly.
So they're coming into contact with a lot of humans.
Yeah. And their venom is just so nasty and potent. It's really bad stuff.
Their heads are super cool.
Yeah.
They almost look like a really cool leaf.
Yeah.
On their head.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Dangerous leaf.
You see that?
They are fast, yeah.
You can't even react to that.
Yeah, that was very fast, right?
Yeah, so I generally, like a rule of thumb, is I stay one body length. I keep one body length away from its head at all times because it can just teleport to right here. It's so fast.
So preparation more than reaction with these guys as far as handling.
Completely preparation. Like
really everything, right? That's venomous. But these guys are not really.
Cobras I can get out of the way of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. These guys are just so fast.
Yeah. Rattlesnakes you can kind of get out of the way of a little bit more, but vipers generally, like, they're just striking so fast that. But cobras, like, if I wanted to play like the game with a cobra, like in front of Colubri with her hooded up, like I could like go like this, and before she hits the ground, I can get out of the way.
Wow.
I wouldn't do that because it's just ignorant to do, but the human is faster than
a cobra.
The strike down on a cobra, generally speaking.
So you're saying hinged fangs
versus front fixed fangs, which
front fixed is a cobra.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Elapids in general, so crates, corals, cobras, those are all in the same kind of family as elapids, and then vipers, copperheads, Brussels vipers, rattlesnakes, sharp-nosed vipers, all kinds of stuff.
So they can, when you say hinge, they can kind of move their fangs.
Oh yeah.
Back?
So
or like
to completely fold it up. That's how a snake's fang usually sits in its mouth. It can completely come out to like that.
Oh, okay. So the angle doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, it's got all this range of motion. So,
I understand now. And the cobra has to go straight down.
Yeah, their fangs do not move. So it's just
that makes perfect sense.
So usually when a cobra bites, it's like comes over and taps into you versus like I don't know, like a Russell's viper can bite however.
Yeah, any direction.
Yeah, that makes any
sense.
sense.
Got you. That makes perfect sense. For such a deadly snake, they are so beautiful.
Yeah, dude.
They really are. Yeah.
This guy got like a cute face. I don't know, bro.
Super fast tongue flaps.
Yeah. I'm going to see if it'll get up in its little notorious ball that they do.
Woo!
You want to get in the ball?
You're right about the teleporting.
Yeah, so fast. There.
Crazy.
Did you hear how loud it is?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe it'll come out here so I don't have to flip it.
Is this one core line?
No, this is I'll show you the difference. Hold on one second.
Sure. So you said it's a banded snouted cobra.
Yeah. These are also from Africa, but it's not a forest cobra. Like, I don't know. Are you familiar with Mark's videos at all?
Not really. I barely just watched them to check you out.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is just a banded snouted cobra. It's just another species of cobra from Africa. They say this is what Cleopatra killed herself with. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I feel like it should be like a Nyahaje, which is an Egyptian cobra. But
Right.
these actually used to be considered an Egyptian cobra. I just remembered that. Maybe I'll get to this hole. Don't do that. Sorry for being rough. I just do not want to.
Oh, it could go down there.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm still like rearranging everything and getting everything right and perfect. And there's a lot of adjusting to do. Tomorrow, all these cages are getting moved, though, because I'm doing all the electricity on the other side and putting up receptacles and light switches and stuff.
Wow.
Pain.
Yeah, I guess I picked a good day to come down.
Yeah, dude.
You guys will have to stay tuned for Colin's update.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like too crazy of a snake either.
No, not too bad, man. Here, I'll pull out Coraline. She's really cool.
Cool. Yeah, Coraline's one I was excited to see. So you said Coraline's a banded forest cobra? Is that correct, or did I just butcher that?
Yeah, banded forest
Right.
cobra. West African banded cobra is one of their common names.
West African banded cobra.
You gonna fight me today, or you gonna be cool?
Coraline.
So you'll notice that she's a lot more like a boreal.
She's beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her trying to climb.
Yeah, dude. It's insane how fast they can move around and climb. All right, let's not be super hectic today.
It's crazy how much brighter her belly is than her top.
Yeah. After a fresh shed, the top is really, really bright too.
That's cool. I like the black and yellow. Is it like a black or a dark brown?
It's a black.
Nice. Yeah, the names are fitting.
You just calm down for a second.
She's fast.
Yeah, dude. Could you imagine if this was on carpet where she could get traction?
She'd be rolling. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Because she's kind of sliding on this floor, right? Just one more reason not to have carpet in your snake room.
Yeah.
Not that it would be
Less sanitary.
beneficial for any other reason. Yeah, exactly. I hear a rattle.
Yeah. So this is Crotalus zabcan, the Yucatan rattlesnake.
Yucatan. Where's that from? Somewhere in South America?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a stunner right there.
Yeah, these were worshipped by the Mayans as gods, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. The stripe on the head is very cool too.
That's my favorite thing about South American species, is that they have this big stripe on their head.
The
So
pattern is almost, maybe it's just because you said they were worshipped by the Mayans.
Yeah.
But the pattern's almost like some Mayan artwork.
Cool. Yeah, I could see it being inspired by their pattern.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Lumpy little Northern Pacific rattlesnake.
Okay.
Really, really pretty though.
Northern Pacific, gotcha. So like Northern California, Oregon, Colorado, that area?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, look at that little thing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I really like that snake.
You know what? They're kind of similar looking to like the Russell's Viper, but also the lancehead.
Yeah.
And like the Russell's Viper and kind of the pattern, but the lancehead and the color.
I mean, all these snakes like, millions of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, they all evolved beside each other. So a lot of the vipers like have very similar characteristics.
Yeah. All right, so Colin is actually getting out something non-venomous, and this is just a boa imperator that he has that was a rescue. And what's really cool about this is he has it pretty high in the air here.
Yeah, it's kind of funky to get out. I haven't gotten her out of up here yet.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I could see how it would be inconvenient for you, but I bet she loves it.
Oh, yeah. That's all that matters.
If you want, you can hand me that.
Gotta get her off of it first. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah, dude. Matter of fact, she's not venomous. We can take her outside.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she's a beauty. She's a bit, you can tell she's a bit older than the one I have right now. She's close to,
She's old.
she's a slight bit bigger.
Yeah.
And you could tell she's older because of the size of her head.
Really?
Yeah, mine's younger.
Just
like
got a
3.5.
head, or...
But she's like 6 feet. But her head's smaller.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And like I think this is as big as this locality really gets. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
where it's from. Like, I don't really know much about boas, man.
You know what, though? She has a lot of speckling that mine doesn't have. So.
Really?
Yeah. I wonder where she is from.
It's unfortunate she's going into shed, bro. Usually she's really, really, really light.
She's still super pretty.
These are super potent and move super weird. You'll notice that they don't, even the amount of time that you spent with these cobras, you'll notice a difference in the way that these move. They move like springy. They're referred to as popcorn cobras because the way that they, see how it pops around all weird?
Yeah, it's like twitchy, too.
Yeah. It just bit itself.
Wow. Fast, too.
Super fast. Woo! Sit you on the ground for a second.
So what type of spitter is this?
That is a Naya sumatrana, or a equatorial spitting cobra, or Palawan spitting cobra. These range, I think, on like 2 islands, like west of the Samar Islands, where the Samar cobras come from. Not very many people have them in U.S. collections. I've only seen a couple of them.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
I can only think of like 3 or 4, but I'm sure there's more. I haven't ever seen another one of these phases because there's a couple of different localities. We've got golden sumatrana, there's banded black and white sumatrana, there's this one, which is like the gray one. I think there's one more, but I can't remember what it is, but I've never seen these ones in captivity. This guy was, I believe he was wild caught, if I remember correctly. That's how he's got all these scars in here from being in the wild.
Yeah, I do see them.
My favorite part about him is this white around the hood.
Yeah, that white is super cool. That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah. He's also got, it's hard to tell really, but it's like almost a maroonish purple hue to this gray. I don't know if that makes any sense or not.
No, I definitely see it.
Shoo, shoo. Yeah, he's really cool though.
Yeah, super.
This is actually going to Mark's Reptiles.
Very cool.
But it's just if you get bit by it, like, it's all experimental on the treatment. There's no anti-venom for the snake. It's very interesting to keep.
So what would they give you, like generic anti-venom?
There's no generic anti-venom either. Like, it's just, there's no anti-venom for this species venom. Because this cobra right here has a completely different anti-venom than this cobra. This cobra has a completely different anti-venom than that cobra. Different food that they eat, different prey, so they have different toxins that kill that prey faster. So therefore, all the venom is so like complex and different that the anti-venom just won't work for other species, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Like, for instance, Cratalis horridus, the timber rattlesnake, the ones we have around here. Down low on the ground are cane brakes, and up at the top of mountains and high elevations are timbers. Their venom is so different, but they're actually the same species of snake.
Yeah, because I thought they were the same.
Yeah, they are. They're both timber rattlesnakes. But honestly, they they are different. They should be recognized as two different species. But regardless, they both have the same patterns. Their colors are just a little bit different, and their venom is completely different.
Because they've been isolated for so long.
Well, yeah,
from each other, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, there's also like on the fault line where it's supposed to change from canes to timbers. They'll interbreed and stuff, so the venom gets even more complex.
Oh, okay, so they do interbreed too.
Yeah.
But like a lot of stuff can interbreed that is not the same species, so it would make sense if they were different.
Yep. Like I probably might be able to breed that into a monocle cobra, maybe. Like I'm sure that cross could happen. Rattlesnakes are a lot of different hybrids. Like I just gave Mark a hybrid that I had that was Basiliscus culminatus, which is pretty neat. But those are like two completely different snakes. Like it's so crazy that they can hybridize.
That's cool.
But yeah, this is definitely one of the last ones I'd want to get bit by in here. Won't jump over the hook at me. He's a cool little dude. He's just grumpy.
Absolutely beautiful. We're going to go ahead and wrap this tour up with Colin, you guys. So big shout outs to Colin for doing this. You guys go follow him. I'm going to link all his stuff in the description. Birdman Exotics. And you guys have a wonderful day.
Yeah.